Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special performance of Nxtgen's GT4 Series here on YouTube. I'm your host, Jamie Scrafton, where tonight we will be running a very special GT4 Series. This is the beginning of said series, and I'm going to read you now the events for the program. So the only cars that are allowed in this series take place in the real world series, so all of the cars you will see actually take place in the real world GT4 series, and only liveries from the real world series are allowed. So all of the liveries on the vehicles that you will see tonight are based off or an exact copy of a real world livery. So the way this is going to go is at 9 PM GMT we will begin qualifying. So right now, for these remaining sort of 12 minutes, the guys are just going to be parading around, getting a bit of practice in. We are waiting for 15 total drivers, as one's just joined their bouncy fuzzer. So we'll have 30 minutes qualifying. So at 9:30 GMT we will begin with our first race, a 10-lap race, and of course the fastest lap of the qualifying session will be on pole, and then obviously back towards the back of the pack depending on the lap time set in the qualifying. Then we'll have a 5-minute break in between the races, and then we will have a 10-lap reverse grid race here, which should be quite cool. So let's take a look. So the only vehicles that are being allowed in this series are the Jaguar, the Merc, the McLaren, the Cayman, the Aston, the Mustang. So let's get on racetrack and see what kind of liveries we've got out. So let's look here. We've got Pidgey. Let's get that timing board up. The main man has gone off. Nxtgen Saxo is going to be driving his AMG. Looks quite smart, quite nice. I apologise, guys. I do have sort of a cough again. I think the cold that I had before the sort of festive period is making a harsh return, so I may have to enjoy the microphone and stuff at periods just to sort of chill out a bit, so apologies for that. We've got Tilbs, who's driving the M4, the main man in the McLaren, Robbie in his Cayman, Martini Racing Cayman, Game Ranger also in a Martini Cayman, so possible teammates there. Pidgey is in the, I'm not quite sure what it is off the top of my head. And then we have the Sykes brothers in the Jaguar, Blue Gobies in a Cayman also, and NGR Robinson, I believe, is the only Mustang in the field. So this should be very interesting indeed. Let's shake a look on racetrack though right now. Well, I was going to spectate Mr. Saxo for a bit, but he's coming in. So our current fastest lap is a 2:07.4 by Mr. Saxo, NGR Saxo in his AMG. We've got Tilbs there running his M4. He currently has a second fastest lap, 3 tenths behind. So still in the 2:07 range. Pidgey though quite far back in his, I'm going to have to look at what this car is, guys, I do apologise. Pidgey is in an F-Type. I'm trying to work out who manufactures that. Is it a Maserati or something? Let's see if we can get a better look. I still don't know what that is. Let's ride on board with Mr. Saxo though as he takes a lap around Suzuka. We'll be right back, guys. Stay tuned. The race will be... Ooh, bollocks. This isn't going well. It's dropped me my device. Shit. So less than 10 minutes now to go to qualifying. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back everybody to coverage of Nxtgen's Gt4 Series here at Suzuka. I hope you've enjoyed riding on board with Mr. Saxo in his AMG. But it seems while I was away, his throne has been taken over. Pidgey69 in that thing. That car there, that one. And Tilbs has also surpassed Saxo in the M4. So that should be interesting. In order to see, less than a minute to go before qualifying begins here at Suzuka. Do we have everybody here yet? Let's just take a quick look. No, we're still down 3 people. Oops. We're still down 5 people. Some are in the lobby, Bounty and Trig. However, they have not entered the event with the green tick. But that still leaves this lobby supposed to be full with me included on this number. So we're supposed to have 15 drivers. Qualifying is set to begin here 15:45 local time. Fine weather. So hopefully once it's all loaded we should have a good qualifying session go on. And we have this for the next half an hour. So if you're worried about going away, cracking open a beer, making a cup of tea, racing will not commence for another 30 minutes. So at 9:30 GMT we shall see the first race. So that should be good. Let's spectate. Let's see who's going to be the first one out. Looks like the main man. Wait, hang on a minute. Blue Gobi's going to be the first one off pit road. Closely followed by Nxtgen Robinson. So our first 3 cars are out. The clock has kicked off as Blue Gobi gets loose. Slides up, that's going to give Robinson a nice bit of track ahead to play with in that Ford Mustang. The main man though moves past Gobi in his McLaren quite swiftly also. So currently only 3 cars out on the racetrack. I can see some more coming off pit road now. Who will that be? As TNR Philo has joined us. Tilbs is the 4th vehicle off pit road in his M4. Game Ranger in his Cayman, and his teammate Robbie, I'm assuming teammate Robbie in his Cayman also. 6 race cars now on the track. Blue Gobi has gotten around Robinson and the main man while we were flicking through the field. Very nice paint schemes, and of course, as I mentioned previously, but if you weren't here for that, all of these paint schemes are based or are trying to be replicas of real world GT4 liveries, and I think the guys have done an impressive job with these. That's a nice one. I'm not sure what team that is. Don't really follow GT4 very closely, but that is a hell of a paint scheme, if I do say so myself. The sort of hexagonal purple and black looks very nice, purple and grey. Scarf, I apologise. Gonna have an extra strong mint to try and soothe that. Let's just check them on the right cameras. Nope, not displaying a lot. Nxtgen Robinson, big winner earlier this week with the hot hatches, winning both races here at Suzuka East. So the Suzuka East course, as Robinson goes for a huge spin. You can see Blue Gobi here now just finishing the S's. The Suzuka East course would turn right there where you saw that tarmac. But of course in the GT4 series we are running the full Suzuka circuit. And Jobson managed to get back on track though with a bit of scrapes on the back left portion of that race car. Game range looks like he's made some contact as well with the left front, and a little bit on the left rear there. You can see a bit of scuff there above the Michelin Man. Pidgey has decided to come out, as well as Philo, who is in the Nxtgen Gt4, which is not one of the official cars licensed for this series, so I don't know where the communication's gone wrong there. We'll have to see what happens. As you can see there, Dark Sykes immediately noticing that and getting it all sorted. A lot of these cars that look like they've got a bit of scuff on them. Be interesting to see how well they do, as Blue Gobi's going to come out of the final corner to be the first official lap time set of this qualifying session. Let's see what's up for grabs. 193 hours to... I'm pretty sure that's at 193 hours. What is going on with the timer? Excuse me guys, we seem to be having some problems with the timer. F1 Scott Golf, welcome to the stream, buddy. Sorry that you missed the event. Also, there's always next time. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy your stay. Right, so the fastest proper time now is set by Tilbs with a 2:76. So we have seen 2/10 quicker in that practice session. So they're talking to Philo there about the restrictions of the series. And Joe Saxo now making his qualifying run. He seems to have already taken some reasonable amount of damage in the right, the back and the front. Not quite sure what happened to him. Default setups on these cars. Let's take a look at the race settings while these guys run a bit of qualifying. So here are the event settings. This is the track information. 10 laps. BOP is on. Boosts off. Slipstream real. Visible damage is on. Mechanical damage is on. Tyre weather and fuel are off. They will be racing on soft tyres. Penalties, information there. Everything is prohibited apart from traction and ABS. Dark Sykes now is on the racetrack in his Jaguar. Invictus, I am Invictus Games. With a clever logo. So main man has gone off again in the S's. That seems to be the problem section so far, as those S's just coming out of the first corner. There's a little bit of a straightaway, but then you hit these S's, and side by side we may see some issues there. Game Ranger though in hot pursuit. Tilbs coming behind. There's a 2:06 in play now, 2:06.5. Let's just check the status of the lobby. Lobby currently has 14 members, 13 drivers. We are still missing 2 drivers. As qualifying is now roughly a third through. Bounty and his M4. Big Sykes coming out of the pits again. Must have pitted for damage. Blue Gobi is in the pits. But your current lap time leader is Pidgey, the Irish driver. Now coming onto the long straightaway over the bridge. Let's see if he can best his lap time for these final few corners. Now it looks like he may have gone off. Weiss has joined the room. Trigger's back. Good evening, Taylor. Welcome to the stream. If you see a black box appear in the top left and then I suddenly go quiet, I'm coughing. That's basically what that means. So don't get too stressed out about it. Saxo jumps up to second in his AMG. He's the AMG. And Leon Mark has joined the house. Let me just double check. No, we still have one more person to join. I believe that's Weiss that's just joined. Weiss also going for the AMG. And a very similar, if not the same paint scheme, Mr. Saxo. Same number too. That could get confusing. Oh dear. Yeah, they're running not only the same paint scheme but the same car number as well, so that might get a bit weird. Just gonna message one of them about that. There's Saxo on the racetrack. Let's go to Weiss. Look, it's virtually the same. The only difference is the flag above the door. Peugeot still the fastest vehicle on the racetrack right now. Sykes is in pursuit of Robinson. It's Jaguar versus Mustang here. As we're approaching halfway in this qualifying session. Mr. Saxo's in the pits. I think he may be comfortable with his third place, so he might be going out again. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, I don't know what any of these drivers are planning on doing. I'm just here to observe and criticise occasionally and to say stupid things. Except Robinson's got into a bit of a battle with someone, scuffed the front, maybe gone off the racing surface. Little orange head in there. Side toe chocolate orange. Philo now entering the S. No, sorry, just coming off the S's. He's in the purple. Let's hop on with Philo and see what kind of lap time he can pull off here. He's got Robbie ahead of him. Will he get in the way? Still in the purple, but he's nowhere near as far ahead. It was like 3/10, and now it's dropped down to 300. So, and I imagine Robbie will kill his lap time. Obviously not intentional, but oh, and no, Philo gets into the back of him. We'll have to wait and see what happens there with the lap times. I mean, Philo does have upwards of 15 minutes still to go. If he is going to set a full time, he's got time to do it. Weiss goes off. Pidgey though still your pole sitter for the moment. And he was faster through the grass there by a whole 10th. He's just going to park it out of the way. Let Gobi past. I believe that was Gobi. Yep. Really sorry guys, I'll stop. It's typical. But the one day I do need to speak, I'm struggling to. Welcome to the stream guys. If you're just tuning in, this is Nxtgen's Gt4 Series, where they're running the real world cars available in GT Sport as well as real world liveries. We're having a half-an-hour qualifying session that will end at 9:30, so just under 15 minutes time. Then we will begin a race, the first race of the evening of 2. Once that 10-lap race has completed itself, we will be heading to a 5-minute break. The drivers can take a minute to do whatever they need to do, and then reverse grid 10-lap race again. That is the setup for tonight's GT4 series for Nxtgen. Very interesting to see how it goes. Robinson though has jumped up the charts. Also, tyre wear not being a factor, they can run as many qualifying laps as they want. Now they're going to have to come in for fresh ones. Robinson gets a little bit unsettled there as he hits the curb. If they come down the long straightaway, that draft is going to be very useful. This corner always throws me off, but Robinson does it very well. Right behind Big Sykes there. Will Robinson improve at the line? He does. He goes on top of Saxo. Saxo though is back out. What a run for Robinson though, taking the 2nd spot. Dark Sykes is off. Would appear. Guessing Pidgey's feeling pretty confident. No one seems to have got anywhere near his sort of range of pace. So for the remaining sort of 10, 11 minutes, I'm guessing Pidgey now is just running pace laps to give himself a bit more practice for actual racing conditions. Mr. Saxo though, and Trig just finishing the S's, going up to the hairpin. Oh, and Trig gets loose. I'm not sure there was contact there, hard to say from the angle. There was a little bit of scuff on Mr. Saxo's front, but can't really tell if that was from that incident. Dark Sykes is off. Big Sykes also in the pits. The Martini Caymans sitting in 9th and 12th. Sorry, 9th and 12th. Our solo Mustang, N.J. Robinson, has been knocked down to 4th. He's decided to come in. Let's have a look at the actual live timings chart, because I'm not actually sure how accurate this is. Alright, so as it stands, Pidgey is going to be your pole sitter with a 2.65. Bounty with a 2.68 will start behind next to him. And then those are the only drivers that have managed to break into the 2 minutes 6 second bracket. From here on out, we have 7s, we have 4 7s, 4 8s, 113, 117. There's another 7 in the rate. I don't know why they're at the bottom. According to these times, Robinson will be positioned in 4th, and Big Sykes will be positioned 8th on the board. But Mr. Saxo is not done qualifying yet. Still 9 minutes to go in qualifying. He wants to see if he can raise his starting position, as does everybody. Philo currently in 5th on our live timing board, but he's going to cross the line and steal the pole from Pidgey. An amazing lap, a 2 minutes 6 seconds 1/100th. That's a 2.61. Unbelievable. I'm not sure how much of a hot lap that was for Philo, but if he can push it a little bit further, he might even get it down to a 2.05. We'll have to wait and see. What an incredible run. He's still in the purple, according to the timing charts. Can he continue this run? That would be amazing. Purple through both the first sectors. So he got a little bit loose on the curbing there. We'll have to wait and see what fate remains for Philo. Can he best it and get a 2.05? He runs it pretty wide. He might get a penalty for that. He's trying to think how GT Sport works. Final corner though. Not going to be enough. Pidgey desperately trying to reclaim his throne. pretty loose there, able to capture it. Saxo now down to 6th place. Weiss is in the pit road. Sykes also in the pits. I think some of these guys have just realised they don't want to run anymore. They don't see the point in going out, which is fair enough. Rest up, get focused for the race. And I believe that's what quite a few of these guys are going to start to do shortly, with only 5 minutes remaining on the clock here. So a quick look at our live timing chart then. This will be your starting order as it is, unless things change in the next sort of 4 to 5 minutes. As you can see, the track very busy right now. Deza joins the room very late. I believe that is our last driver. He's not really going to get a chance. Oh, I don't think he's one of us. No, it looks like that was just a random. Dark Sykes there's the command, 5 minutes to start. Basically, if you want to run a lap, get it done now, because an outlap's going to take you 2 minutes. You're only going to have really time for one more lap if you want it, and you have to do it now. Just taking a look at the map, this is where I think, where my cursor is, we're going to see the most issues. These S's, both in the Hot Hatch series and people that I've witnessed already practicing tonight, this is where the problems tend to occur. You may see a bit of an issue here, but not as likely up at the hairpin. I'm just thinking if a lot of guys get into that corner at the same time, might run out of room. And then this last corner, this last left and right, this right and then left-hander before the start-finish straight, I reckon we might have some issues here. Is that you come all the way along the straightaway in 6th gear, you need to slam it right down to get through here quite gracefully. And obviously if that's busy, it's going to be a problem. So yeah, the S's here, this hairpin, and then the final couple of corners, this tight section, my 3 danger zones, we'll call them, of tonight's event. Looking quickly at the board, it's going to be Philo that's going to get the pole. It's unlikely that someone's going to top that time. I mean, Pidgey's only 1/10 back, really. What just happened? Pidgey has done it. 2:06.005. 5 1/1000ths of a second from getting into the 2:05 bracket. Pidgey reclaims his throne with less than 3 minutes to go. And he's still running faster. I don't know what I'd be thinking if I was in field position. You're pretty much set for a pole there. And at the very sort of last couple of seconds of it, then it's stolen away. Very impressive lap time there for Pidgey. So Robinson and Saxo, though, sat back here in 5th and 6th. They're normally quite quick. We'll have to see how they do in race trim. Dark Sykes currently, no, he's not the slowest. Look at this, 2:17. Trig and Robbie, quite slow lap times there, 13 and 17. I'm guessing they've just been running sort of practice laps, maybe making mistakes. I don't know. That's pretty slow. We'll have to see what they do to ramp up the speed, the pace, come race time. your Saxo looks like he may be pulling over. Of course, as you remember, due to GT Sport's way of working, once the laps are set, the qualifying laps have been done, once you're finished, you pull over. Otherwise, if you go back to the pits, your time is reset. So we can see Saxo there, Gobi, Philo are all sat there, and the final is about to begin, ladies and gentlemen. 5 seconds to go time. So here we are at Suzuka for the first round of the GT4 Series of tonight's events. On the pole is Pidgey. In second place we have TNR Philo, followed by Bounty, Fuzzer, Tilbs, and NGO Robinson rounds out your top 5. 14 drivers in total. One has unfortunately missing tonight, but the green lights are about to appear. Green flag at Suzuka. Bit of tyre spin there. So Pidgey gets a nice jump. And your Saxo, though, is not going to waste any time shooting up down the middle to 5th. Philo able to hang on to 2nd. These S's, let's make sure everybody gets through. Looks like everyone's getting through the S's this time. I don't imagine we'll see everyone get through those S's like that every lap. This pack's still very locked up together. This hairpin. Everyone makes it through. Looks like Trig has fallen back to the last place, and he goes for a spin in the hairpin. Didn't mean to rhyme that. That was an accident. Philo now trying to put the pressure on Pidgey early. Riding that back bumper. And your Saxo now holding on to 5th. And Robinson holding in strong there at 6th. And his Ford Mustang, the solo Mustang of the field. Oh, looks like Pidgey and Philo make contact. Philo's going to look to dive it in. Looks like Pidgey made slid up the racetrack a bit, got into Philo, sent him out wide. Bounty and Tilbs are about to go side by side. Lots of tyre screeching coming from these front two. I reckon there's going to be something going on here before this day is over. The gap to 5th place is 3 seconds to the race leader. Let's check in with our back runners. They seem to be fairly evenly split, but it is Trig who's lost the pace, 10 seconds behind Robbie. And Robbie is 4 seconds behind 12th Big Sykes. The Sykes brothers running 10th and 12th respectively. A couple of Caymans there in 8th and 9th. BMWs seem to be doing okay, holding 3rd and 4th right now. But it is the battle for the race lead that this Aston Martin is trying ever desperately to claim the lead. Pidgey though the fastest lap of the race with a 2:07.9. The first lap though in a GT Sport race, everyone's lap begins at the same time. And obviously the race lead is going to finish at first, starting the closest towards the finish line. So the real test of speed is on lap 2. That's when we'll find out who really is the fastest on the racetrack. Filo's going to be able to get a great slipstream going down this straightaway. Looks like he's going to dive it in if he can. He had the run, but he's going to back out. Rather drive it in safely, I think. Oh, he's going to dive it in here, though. Into the tight section. And he's going to grab the lead from Pidgey. Filo's going to lead lap 2 at Suzuka. As the BMWs go side by side, Mr. Saxo's going to try and shoot the middle. A big pack, 4 cars here fighting for the 3rd spot. Bounty, Tilb, Saxo and Robinson all very close together. Now that Filo's gotten around Pidgey, he seems to be running away with it a little bit. We'll have to see what happens there. Saxo now needs to figure a way to get around these M4s. As Sykes has got a face full of Cayman. The Dark Sykes now going to have to figure out how to pass game range and Gobi if he can get up to them. We've got Wise behind him in the AMG also. Big Sykes though, looks like he's going after the main man in the McLaren. Big Sykes of course in the Jaguar. Trig though sadly is way off. That spin at the beginning, probably the frustration, etc. Not the kind of start to the event that he wanted. Filo now has split up the gap to 1.3 seconds over Pidgey. Tilbs goes wide and goes for a slide. NGR Robinson and Saxo are going to take advantage of that. Straight in underneath. Those tyres scooch. Dark Sykes gets a bit loose. Green flag is back out. In this section, of course, Tilbs' spin there may have thrown the marshals off a little bit. Filo steadily but securely pulling away. Now at the final corner, he's going to lead a couple of laps here. So Saxo and Robinson now secured in the top 5. They've got one more M4 in front of them before they have to contend with our race leaders. The Benson and Hedges yellow BM, that's quite a nice paint scheme actually. I do not mind admitting that. Pretty cool looking. Looks like Gobi must have had an incident. Dark Sykes has moved up 1 position and is now on the back bumper of Game Ranger. It's Cayman versus Jag for the 7th spot. Looks like Sykes is faster, but will he be able to pass him? Bounty has 2 seconds in front and 2 seconds behind him. Gap to play with. Filo though now raising the lead almost to 3 seconds in his Aston Martin. The only Aston Martin in the field is leading the race here at Suzuka. Just looking at the gap, it appears that Robinson is running down Saxo. Saxo may come under fire from Robinson very shortly, especially with the use of the slipstream here. He's going to dive it inside. Could this be... Oh, I'm not sure I like this move. Yeah, Robinson backs out. These 2 cars quite heavy, quite bulky things. I thought maybe that was not the best move and Robinson did back out. Bounty now though running away from Saxo and Robinson, but he doesn't seem to be catching Pidgey either. The gap between him front and back seems to be growing. Dark Sykes has managed to get around Game Ranger in the Cayman. by quite a good amount. His next target is Tilbs in the M4, currently 2.5 seconds in front. Robinson seems to have lost touch a little bit with Saxo since we last checked in, but Tilbs seems to be running this pair down also in the M4. Let's take you further back in the field. The main man now up to 9th ahead of Gobi and Big Sykes. Seems to be a battle for 12th here with Weiss and Robbie C. Cayman versus AMG. Let's take you back up to the front of the field, where it looks like there may have been... No, I don't think... I think Bounty's starting to run down Pitchney now. The only Canadian driver in the field this evening. And I think the furthest driver away from the rest of the field by a long shot. Canadian's Bounty Fuzzer in third in his M4. Did I say Canadians? Canada's Bounty Fuzzer. My apologies. And then it's all British apart from Irish's Pidgey. And NGR Saxo from Belgium. That is the gap between our top 3 runners, top 4, 5 runners, 6 runners. It's about a straightaway. Separates the entire field. So we will have to see, of course, how this works going forward. Philo still with the lead by 3.1 seconds over Pidgey. What do you guys think? Does Pidgey, sorry, have a chance to make it back to the front in these final 4 laps? Bounty has a nice paint scheme. Yes, he does indeed. I'm a big fan of that. Very professional looking paint scheme. Bounty is pulling in Pidgey. Goodness sake. It's not even that difficult to say. Pidgey. That was certainly cup of tea. As these guys battle, looks like Tibbs is going underneath Robinson there. I think he tried to. Unable to do so though. Saxo's managed to pull away from Robinson a bit, but he's not really gaining on Bounty. Philo with an almost 5-second advantage here at Suzuka. He runs a little bit wide there, you gotta be careful. The stewards like to throw out penalties for that. There's our top 7. All separated by 17 seconds of racetrack. Philo now onto his 7th lap of the 10-lap event. Sitting with a very comfortable 4.4 second lead over Pidgey. Quite surprised we've not seen many incidents in the S's. In practice and qualifying, people were all over the place here in the S's, but this Tilbs has gone around Robinson. My apologies, I only just noticed that. Robinson down to 6. Tilbs is off. Robinson now back up into 5th. And Dark Sight is going to shoot around Tilbs. Dark Sight takes the 6th spot. Philo's advantage has dropped to 4 seconds from the original 5 at the start of this lap. And Pidgey getting away from Bounty. Oh no. Looks like Robinson's gone off. He just jumped very quickly down the leaderboard to 7th. Dark Sight's now in the top 5. But Tilbs and Robinson aren't that far away. The top 5 could still very much change hands before the end of this one. Philo now with 3 laps to go. Pidgey close, but not close enough. Unable to close the gap. So Philo may have had a bit of an incident though there. His hazards are on. He's going to let Pidgey past. What an interesting turn of events here. Not quite sure why Philo has the hazards on. He's very slow. I'm wondering if auto drive has been enabled due to a wheel or controller malfunction. But Pidgey's jumped ahead with a 4.4 second lead. Yeah, auto drive is definitely on there for Philo. Not sure what's happened. It would appear his wheel or gamepad or whatever he was using was disconnected. So, if anyone is watching this who was involved in this race and gets bumped or anything by this car, Philo is no longer in control of it. What a absolute nightmare for Philo. Pidgey now almost with a 5-second advantage now though. Bounty up to 2nd, Saxo in 3rd. Philo is still yet to regain control of his vehicle from the AI. As Dark Sykes fast approaches him. But Mr. Saxo's gone off. The car's now struggling to get around Philo's car. Of course, Philo really cannot be blamed for this. This is sort of a technical issue, so if anyone has any issues with Philo, he is no longer in control of that vehicle. Mr. Saxo is able to hold on to 3rd. After that spin. But now that Pidgey has been given the opportunity to lead once more, he is driving that car like he stole it. Dark Sides now with a 1.8 second lead over 4th place Dark Sides. He's had quite the run up to the front in the closing laps. 3 or 4 laps ago he was back in 9th, now he's up to 4th. Philo still not in control of his vehicle. He has dropped all the way back to 9th from leading this event. What a heartbreak story for Philo. Bounty must be feeling pretty comfortable with that gap to 3rd. But of course anything could change, he could go off and lose that. So better to be smart and consistent right now. Saxo, Sykes and Tilbs. They're going to have one lap to go to settle who's going to finish this race in third place. This was the corner that Mr. Saxo went off last time, which cost him a lot of lead time over fourth. He gets through it smoothly this time. And Joe Robinson, though, is not done yet. There's still one lap to go. Robinson dropped down to 6 after getting into the dust. But top 5 is right in his windshield. And then Joe Robinson on this final lap makes something happen. Pidgey, as he comes out of the S's, looks very, very confident to win our first event of tonight, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, it's not over till it's over. NGR Saxo, Sykes and Tibbs all battling for that final podium spot. Doc Sykes and Tilbs look to be having quite a battle here, trying to get around each other and stuff. It's been quite violent almost in some cases, the moves they've been putting on each other. Clean but aggressive driving from both. Make things very interesting. I'm seeing a yellow flag. What's going on? Oh, Trig has moved over to let everyone by. This battle between Sykes and Tilbs has allowed Saxo to get a bit of a gap, but there's still a long way to go here. Pidgey's leads dropped down to 3.8 seconds, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think, for Bounty to be able to steal. Doc Sykes has moved over. NGR Robinson comes in to steal 5th. Sykes is around, he's in the grass. But out of the final corner, Ireland's Pidgey 69 is going to win our first GT4 Series event here at Suzuka. A hard-fought third place for Saxo. He's going to be our last podium grabber of the first event. And then Joe Robinson manages to hold on for a top 5. Man up the top 10 is Big Sykester. Trig finishes dead last in 14th. Game Ranger is going to come across 11th. Weiss in 12th. Robbie in 13th. Where did Sykes end up after all that? A shame for Dark Sykes there. Not quite sure what happened in those final couple of corners, but he dropped from 5th to 7th. The race leader, though, Pidgey, Philo finishing in 8th. Unable to say whether he regained control of his vehicle before the end of the race. Hopefully he's got his wheel or gamepad plugged in now, and hopefully we'll see him retaliate and do us proud in the second event. But we now take the victory lane with Pidgey 69 winning our first event here at Suzuka. So congratulations from Nxtgen's commentating booth to Pidgey. And now we will just, I presume, have a bit of chat, a bit of warm up. Ooh, Bounty has left the room. Tilbs has left the room. Just because I can, guys, just going to quickly head out on the racetrack because I want to show you my new Oreo paint scheme because I can, and we've got a 5-minute break now, so, and I'm quite proud of this. I quite like it, so look at this bad boy. Pretty nice, isn't it? do you think of this, guys? Sure, I can't show you it properly, really. But it's got nice stuff on the sides as well. You can't really see that though, because there's no way of actually showing you the sides, which is kind of annoying. And if I spin really quickly, you can sort of see it, can't you? There we go. That's a shame. Enjoyed that. 5-minute break, then reverse grid. But now it's going to be 5 AM for the reverse grid. What kind of lighting are we going to expect here at that time? Because I know sort of Asia has very set all year round sort of daylight times. Oh, it's not that dark. We're going to see some headlights probably, but just do a quick test. Apologies for the cough. So headlights are on now. Trying to spin it so you guys can see the sides. It's not really going to happen, is it? Oh well, guys. If you look me up on GT Sport, if you've got it, that's my PSN ID. All my paint schemes that I make are on there and stuff. If you want to take a look at those, like the Oreo one, I can't show you properly, sadly. So the guy's now just chilling for a bit. I need to actually check out. Yeah, I did. Just make sure I wasn't in the race. The main man's going to be the first guy to run a lap. Oh, nature called for Philo. What a disaster. Losing a win because you needed a wee. Big shame for Philo, but with him starting 8th, he's going to be closer to the front, of course, and if he'd won, specifically by 8 spots, so he's going to be 8 spots closer to the front of the field. So maybe he can get it done here in race 2. Of course, with the reverse grid, Pidgey, our race winner, will be starting in last place. Three minutes to the green. And Joe Robinson's going to chill there and turn one facing the wrong way. Good on you, Rob. Main man. Best just to check everyone has entered, apart from me, of course. Yep. Have we lost someone permanently? I could have sworn we had a field of 14 last time. Just send my good lucks. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. My apologies. Robinson and Bounty are sat side by side in turn 1. Some burnouts being done in turn 1 there by Robinson. You've got to in the Mustang. Race start has been announced by Dark Sykes, our lobby host. Expect to see the green sort of in the next half a minute. If you have enjoyed this stream, guys, do give us a like. It does help us reach a wider audience who may not see this racing otherwise. Of course, that is much appreciated by all of us. Here is the racing lineup. Trig's going to start on pole, of course finishing last, followed by Robbie, Weiss, Game Ranger and Big Sykes. Your top 5. Feeder will start 7th. He's the one to watch. Green flag. Of course, the reverse grid, as you can see already, the fast guys jump around. It's going to be quite wide getting in here. Philo looks like he swapped out the Aston for the BMW. NGR Robinson dropping back to 12th. Where did Mr. Saxo end up in all that? He's managed to get up to 10th place. Oh, we got a wreck. 2 cars. Robbie. Who on earth was that? Robbie, yeah, and Blue Gobi. The S's. Pidgey has received a 5-second penalty. Trig is also off. Not sure whether that penalty is for contact or corner cutting. Or he might have just cut a corner, yes, to avoid an accident. But that penalty will stand. Philo dives underneath main man, the battle intensifying here between all of these vehicles. TNR Philo, the man who needed a wee and lost the win because of it, now up to 4th place. He attempted to dive it there under Game Ranger, unable to do it. Weiss currently holds the race lead on lap 1. Let's listen to Trig's flyby. Lugobi. Robbie looks like he's way off the pace. My assumption that light mechanical damage is doing him some harm. Unable to run at top speed at this moment in time. It looks like we've got a few cars off though. Trig's off again. Gobi possibly had something go wrong. Robinson though still in 10th. Pidgey still within 1 second penalty, so he is giving up time in places to relent that penalty. Saxo though unable to get out of the top 7. Looks like he's been stuck behind the main man, but Bounty also wants to get a move on, so he's putting pressure onto Saxo. Looks like holding on to the top 5 position. As Philo just gets around Big Sykes for second. Game Ranger's going to try and go on the outside. Looks like the Sykes brothers are going to get around Game Ranger here. But Weiss has run away. 2.3 seconds to second place is Philo. So Weiss opening pretty strong. Hang on. His hazard lights are on. Has he accidentally turned them on, or is the AI driving that car? I'm unsure what's going on, but Weiss currently has his hazards flashing. Not quite sure why. Ranger, what happened to Big Sykes? Big Sykes must have fallen back at some point there, must have gone off to lose 7 spots the way he did. Saxo and Robinson now in a very familiar place, running 5th and 6th. 2 laps into this event. Why, he's still with the hazards on. He should really turn those off because it confuses everybody. Philo's going to be going, why are those hazards on? Of course I'm wondering why those hazards on. He does seem slow though down the front stretch. Philo's going to use the slipstream, but Weiss is going to take a very defensive line into the first corner. Oh, looks like we had someone go off the back there. Bouncy is off into the tyre bundle. Robbie gets around him. Blue Goby now hunting down the main man of 1980. McLaren versus Cayman. Looks like Pidgey's been able to get around Robinson. Looks like there may be a bit of a connection issue there with Pidgey. Saw that car teleporting about a little bit. And Gio Saxo though still holding on to that top 5 position, but Pidgey is closing the gap. Dark Sykes underneath Ranger takes 3rd. Philo has got around Weiss. Dark Sykes now looking to bring, after what was an unfortunate race ending for him in the first event, obviously wanting a good finish. Looks like Weiss has turned off his hazards. That is the top 9 guys, 10 seconds for the top 9 drivers. Dark Sykes going to use the slipstream of Weiss. Can Dart make it stick down the long straightaway? Oh, he gets loose. He's able to hold on to it. Bounty though, not the race he wanted, dropping all the way back to 10th now, 26 seconds behind our race leader after his incident off the final corner into the tyre bundles. Philo though going to hold on to our race lead with 3.2 seconds advantage. Let's just hope he doesn't need to go to the toilet again. W4 though is going to be under fire from Sykes once again. The S is a tricky place to make a pass, but if you can do it, Weiss is going to let Sykes in, but Weiss is going to have the preferred line through the S's. These two are battling hard. Game Ranger able to catch them back up, as well as Saxo, and of course Pidgey's not very far away either. The racing for the top, in the top 5, top 10 even, very close. Very conflicted. Sykes though is going to die. I thought he was going to dive on the outside of Weiss. Weiss sort of flashing him with a hazard there. I don't know if he's saying he's unhappy or what. As the two go side by side into the hairpin. Weiss though going to have the preferred line. The Dark Side's going to come back and give him the bump. Saxo's going to get the best out of it and dive under there into 3rd. Side by side with his teammate. In fact, they're running pretty much the same paint scheme, so I hope these two split up soon. Oh no, and Dark Sykes is off. Dark Sykes off and back to 7th place. Make that 8th place, possibly 9th place. What a shame for Dark Sykes. Didn't see if he was hit. Let's open the chat. Take a look. Scotty the Joker says, how are we all doing? We're all doing pretty good. The racing getting pretty intense now as Saxo takes 2nd. Philo up to an 8.4 second advantage as we reach the halfway point. Pidgey though, very close to Saxo, is probably going to try and get him before turn 1. Using that slipstream. He does. He's going to put it underneath, but he's going to change his mind. It's hard to tell with these camera angles what they're going to do. Game Ranger in 4th, Robinson in 5th, but so you got a bump from Wais. Wais possibly a bit frustrated. You know, as he was in 2nd place, got bumped. Now has dropped down to 6th. Just a bit of racing contact. Nothing intentional, but obviously can be frustrating to be in that position. Dark Sykes though holding on to 8th. The main man in the McLaren going to try and go around him on the outside through the S's. Oh no, and the main man loses control, takes out Dark. This race could not have gone any worse for Dark. Oh my gosh. That's 2 wrecks that weren't his fault in the same, more or less, 1 lap. Terrible run here for Dark Sykes. Pidgey though is not able to get around Saxo as of yet. The battle for 2nd remains fully engulfed in petrol. Robinson's trying to look underneath game for 4th. Pidgey though looks like I think Pidgey must have got in the grass, slowed him right down. Game Ranger's going to take 3rd, but here comes Robinson on the outside. Oh, it's the inside, sorry. He's going to bail out the move. Ranger able to throw it around the outside of him. But here comes Weiss on the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide. He's going to just bump Robinson out of the way. Weiss very aggressive driving at the middle stage of this race. 5 laps to go. But Weiss able to claim 3rd place. I'm not sure if he got into Game Ranger as well, but looks like Game Ranger was flashing his hazards at Weiss. Weiss doesn't seem to be very popular on the racing surface at this time. Sykes now back to 9th, the main man in 10th. Trigg once again running at the tail end of the field. This man just seems to have no luck. Robbie also running an 11th with his Cayman. Up at the front though, Philo's getting a little bit lonely now with a 15-second lead over the whole field. To put it into perspective, Philo's just entering the hairpin and exiting the hairpin. Weiss is just about to arrive there at the hairpin. Where's Saxo? Saxo down to 7th. Not sure what happened there. We must have missed something as Nxtgen Robinson is back up to 5th. I can only assume, I mean I don't want to assume, but I'm just noticing that Weiss is now in 2nd. Saxo is not. So we'll have to take a look at the replay. I wish that was a feature. But I'm sure we'll hear from the drivers what happened there with Saxo. Weiss flashing his hazards again. Not quite sure what's going on. Pidgey is back up to his tail. Gonna try and get around him, he's gonna have to. With 5 laps to go, Pidgey does get around Weiss on the inside. Robinson's going to hold on to 5th. Looks like Weiss caught Pidgey though in the back. Lugobi in 6th. There is Saxo in 7th, so he's lost quite a lot of time from whatever did happen. Pidgey has captured 2nd place and he's running away. With 4 laps to go though, and a 16, almost 17, now 17 second deficit to Philo. I don't think he has enough time. Nxtgen Robinson though were able to get around Ranger for the 4th spot. That Mustang showing quite a lot of power here today at Suzuka. Game Ranger's going to try and fight back on the inside. But Robinson, of course, going out the third line, up towards the hairpin. Will he take it defensive? Yeah, he's not going to leave that door open for a Ranger. Saxo now has lost 3.6 seconds to Gobi. Not the ending to this night that Saxo was expecting or wanting, I can imagine. You can see the paint scuffs pretty much on every side and face of his AMG, so I can only assume he was involved in an accident. Bounty has gained 2 spots. Dark Sykes running back in 9th now, 42 seconds behind that race leader. Quite a twist of events here. The only hope Pidgey has for a duo win is Philo's bladder fills up again as he goes through the S's. 3 laps to go. The battle on the racetrack, though, looks like it's for third between Robinson and Weiss. Now, if I remember correctly, Weiss didn't drive Robinson very fairly in this position when the roles were reversed. So, be interesting to see how Robinson tries to pass Weiss, because he is there. Robinson able to get on the inside. They touch. Robinson dives underneath again. More contact, but Robinson has made his way around Weiss. NGR Robinson takes third in his Ford Mustang. Weiss flashing his lights again. Game Ranger now looking to try and get around Weiss. Philo has almost stretched his lead out to 20 seconds now. It's going to be 2 laps to go as he comes around this corner. He's set a 2:05.7. Without a doubt the fastest lap we've seen all day. Of course, with this race being at 5 AM local time, the track's going to be a lot cooler. It's going to have a lot more grip, a lot less slick. So you would expect lap times to be faster in the colder conditions. There it is, folks. That is second through 6. Even 7th there, Bounty. Looks like Bounty has been able to get around Saxo. For the 7th spot. Robinson, though, has managed to get away from Weiss. Weiss still flashing his lights. Not entirely sure why. The main man has just begun his 9th lap. Looks like Trig, though, is almost under fire from Philo and about to go a lap down. We'll have to see what the admins think of this hosted series, as Philo did change vehicle. That may disqualify him. I don't know. Robinson, though, now has caught Pidgey. Can he try and make the move to get second? Thilo, just a couple of more corners, and he's going to see the white flag here at Suzuka. One more lap to go. We take you back to the battle for second on the racetrack. Robinson, Ford, Pidgey, a car. Whoa! Blue Gobi and Game Ranger get into each other quite considerably there. Looked like Gobi just got punted off. That might have been a bad camera shot. Looks like Game Ranger's going to let him by, but Bounty's not holding about. He's going to shoot up for fourth. Weiss must have been punted off as well, as Saxo has taken that position away from him. Weiss all the way down to 8th. Saxo runs wide. The gap for second place now, less than half a second for Robinson. This win is pretty much sealed for Thilo. But for a lot of these other drivers, there's a lot to be settled. Bounty's probably going to come under fire from Gobi before this affair is over. Saxo, of course, dropped back down to 8th after getting loose entering the first corner. Weiss takes that 7th position. Pidgey, though, running away now from Robinson as they come out of the hairpin. Robinson has that last straightaway to make a move. There's only a couple more corners for Thilo. The main man goes off, but Thilo is going to come out of the final corner and see the checkered flag for race 2 in the GT4s here at Suzuka. Does not look like there's enough time left for Robinson. But Pidgey starting from the rear of the field, and Robinson starting pretty far back there. They're going to finish second and third alike. Good performance by them. Bounty, after an accident early, is going to drive back up through the field to claim an honourable 4th place. And Blue Gobi will round out the top 5. Excuse me. Coughs do not get any better, guys. Apart from Robbie, that is everyone across the line. Trig obviously has crossed the line as he just went a lap down before Thilo took the white flag. So Robbie, only a few more corners left for him. Will be the final man across the line in 11th. It's quite some action we saw there in race 2. People got a bit more violent, a bit more aggressive. We'll have to wait and see what people start saying in the chat after the race, see what people thought of what. But that is everyone across the line. Congratulations to TNR Thilo, of course, on a dominating win here at Suzuka. Not bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Nxtgen's broadcast of the Nxtgen Gt4 Series here at Suzuka. Hope you enjoyed your stay. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more races like this one. They air pretty much all the time, if I'm honest. We do these, well, of course this series will be running every Sunday evening. and I'll be the commentator for that going forward. And we see some apologies there in the chat from Game Ranger to Gobi. And Weiss is again at Spoon. And I imagine that's F this S. So clearly Weiss not very happy about what went on. Not quite sure what happened. After I talk to the guys more in depth, I'm just going to quickly save the replay before people bugger that up or leave. Bounty there saying he drove so hard after being wiped out. Yeah, excellent drive for that man there, Bounty Fuzzer. What a drive back after being pretty much torn out of the race, able to get back up to 4th. Amazing stuff. Right guys, I've been Jamie Scrafton for Next Gen. If not before, of course you got Hot Hatches coming up on Tuesday. That's the only event I'm confirmed for, but of course, a week today, we'll be back for some Nxtgen GT4. So until then guys, thank you for tuning in, take care, and goodbye.